Today I took 2 trades, okay? Let me just explain my sentiment to you. It's super crazy that once you have a super clear idea of what the sentiment's going to be for the day, it's so easy to trade. Everybody knew Trump coming into the market is going to pump the market. You probably want to play longs today. And it was so easy to take trades that way. Being able to just identify the trend of the day, understand X happened, Y is going to be the result before you step into trading, it makes it so much easier. So we took longs twice. Alerted both these in my Discord. Right now, 30% off code right now for the rest of the week. Code mentor, live trading every day. Get these trade alerts. Get mentored by me. All these seminars, a full trading course for $50, bro. I'm not saying names, but motherfuckers are charging way more for way less. If you want to follow my Twitter, I'm trying to be more active on it. Posted both my trades today. I want to look at this one specifically real quick. Both the trades I took today ended up being 55-point TPs. I want to try and break this down in the best way possible for you. So this was the first one. I just want to read what I said. Trump came in with already very bullish sentiment. Like I said earlier, knew that was the side, grabbing liquidity underneath the supply area and came through for a full TP, bitch. One like, let's make it 2. My Twitter's dead, bro. I need to get this popping. Main thing I wanted to do today was make sure that I bought longs in a scenario where we were kind of selling off before, because you guys know in a place where we're just ripping, you don't want to be buying, at the rip. You want to wait for kind of a pullback, not a reversal, but a pullback in price to then get in longs. You kind of want to find the most value possible. That's what we tried to do today. And it just happened to, right before open, we got a good shot at it. So obviously we've been pumping. We had a huge influx of buyers come in all overnight, all this morning, all day today. And, finally price started to fizzle out a little bit. We had this kind of pulling down underneath this low. We did break this high. So in this scenario right here, this would now be turning into a demand zone for me, which means, I should expect to be seeing buyers in this area. And we did see some. But just notice how we kind of swept this low. And if you guys don't understand how liquidity sweeps work, I'm not too big on liquidity sweeps, and you guys know I really don't like talking like that. Twitter lingo is coming out of me right now. Basically, liquidity sweeps, think of this, in a scenario where this is a zone that I believe most people are aware of. This is an important area. Any zone that I have marked out is an extremely important area. Think about this. If I'm trading off of a previously broken supply zone that has now turned into a demand zone, think people taking longs, they want to make sure that this stays above this low. Breaking this zone would then inherently, in the eyes of a supply and demand trader, in the eyes of most traders, signify that the trend is going to reverse. So in this case, the trend would be continuing down. We see some selling. In that case, you would set your stop loss here. Big institutions will understand that. They will see your SLs at a certain area, because the SLs that you place will inherently be able to be looked at an order book, and they will notice that, hey, so many people have their SL at this low. I want to take longs. I don't have the liquidity to do that, because you got to think these big institutions, these big market makers, they need lots of orders to actually get the moves they want to see. You will see price just slightly break this just to reverse the correct way. And that's an example of a liquidity sweep, because you are seeing price just come down to this area because they need your orders to get filled. They need to take those orders from you. So they will have this price come down, break it just slightly, just to inverse. So in this scenario, I didn't take longs at this at the break of the supply zone, just because it was a little early. So market wasn't even open. This trade, I took it around 9:14. And it ended up playing out really well. Let me get rid of this real quick. How you can confirm if something is a liquidity sweep or not is you will see this drop just right below the zone. Then you'll see a huge influx of buys coming in. That's literally a textbook liquidity sweep. Then you will see price started to fizzle out a little bit. I had a SL below the zone again. I should have honestly had it at the low, but I figured at that point I just want to get stopped out of this trade. The move wasn't expected. So a lot of people, I feel bad. A lot of people definitely got stopped out of this trade, especially looking at this low right here. You have this previous low right here where we had buyers come back off. Market makers wanted those orders. They got them, took control of the trade. So what we did, take this some advice for you to actually go now and look for this on your own charts in the future. Do the same thing that I did. Kind of be sitting back, especially pre-market. Another reason why I really liked the fact that this was going to play out was it was pre-market. So think about this. You're an institution. You're looking to take a trade. Obviously, you want to play with the bulls, because retail is definitely going to be playing that side today, because, oh my gosh, Trump just got elected. Holy shit. They did this right before market opens up, which I just think is so telling. If we are really believing that institutions took control of this, that's a perfect scenario for them. Right before market opens up, they push price down a little bit, get their desired entry, and they sweep it. And you see a huge, right at 9:30, huge influx of buys coming in, because that's retail now taking over. I do sound kind of crazy, and I know it may freak you out a little bit just talking about this stuff, but it's really very believable. I mean, you have to understand. I mean, everybody that's in the stock market knows market makers, institutions control everything. They have the capital to move stuff. Me, you, and your brother can't control if NQ goes up or down. Just being able to identify them is the hard part, but something like that is very hard to miss. This is clearly a sweep. But we got lucky. We took a good trade, good SL, good TP, got out. It obviously pumped up a little bit more, but we take those, especially with that early morning volatility. So we obviously swept this low, huge influx of buyers, sellers took control. That could be people taking profit. Very explanatory for, when you have a 400-point move overnight, price comes back down. And what do you know? At the same exact low right here, let me move this so you guys see. At the same exact low, we have continuous buying. And you see, I didn't get in there. This was a potential entry candle right here. Just, I was already up on the day. I was being very, conservative with my entries. Now, if I take one good trade, there's very rare times that I'll actually do it twice. But in this scenario, I really like the opportunity we had today with the whole Trump election stuff. Price ended up coming back up off this low, this double bottom wick is just, you don't see this and then, be surprised when longs play out. Obviously we wouldn't have hit TP if we targeted this high, but still you saw a really good bounce off of that. Price comes back down. We make a higher low. Again, this is a very bullish candle. This is another example of something really important to understand. You see this red candle right here. I say this in damn near every video now. Just because a candle is red or green does not mean that it is a bullish or bearish candle. This candle is red, but that is not a bearish candle in the slightest. That is the most bullish candle I see on my chart right now. So I decided to look at, once I saw that candle print out, it really opened my eyes to take longs, because you obviously have some sort of institution purchasing a lot of NQ longs right in this area. Then you're seeing the breakthrough, you're seeing push up. Now we're seeing price come back down and then confirming a new high or a new higher low, but we're seeing buyers at a new low, which is very important for us if we want to take longs. And especially after a drop like this, we're seeing a confirmation of buyers underneath us, which is what you want. When you get into a long setup, you want to see buyers underneath you. That's all you really have to worry about, because my SL now can be a lot more strong and I can have a lot more confidence taking a trade in my eyes. This entry was really off of nothing. This was just kind of a, all right, I'm going to get in longs now. So what kind of really prompted me to do so was this candle closed. I got in at this candle close. Basically, I got in like 1 second before it closed. All I was waiting for was a close, showing some sort of buyers following this candle right here. That's what we got. SL was below this wick. We actually targeted this high, which, it actually would have played out for another 100 points on the day. It would have put me up 150, but I was already up, 55 from the previous trade. I've been in the market too long. I know how this shit goes, bro. If I have opportunity to take another 55 points and end the day up 100 points, I do it every single time, man. So we don't get greedy with our shit. Obviously, it played out. We were already up 100 points, so I decided to close that out. Both these trades netted me 6K today, so that was a total of 12. I took another trade in the afternoon, but I'm up around $14,000 in the day. But another thing you can notice about this is I've just been looking at Hekinashi a lot. If you guys don't look at Hekinashi, I think it's something you should really consider. Just very nice to look at. You can see we had these buys at this low, but Hekinashi didn't flip until obviously afterwards. So really no confirmation for me. I like to see when I get into a trade that Hekinashi's on my side. But you can see though, when we made this low, you saw Hekinashi flip, which really gave me confidence to really try and go for this setup, play it out all the way. But I mean, looking at the market overall today, it was a little bit crazy. I mean, we saw the pump that everybody wanted to see, a lot of buying, huge amounts of buyers coming in all day. Definitely curious on what's going to happen tomorrow, but pretty good day today, man. I'm feeling good, man. That Trump trading too easy, bro. I think this is a really good opportunity for everybody over the next couple of years, especially in the now with how much, I think the next couple of years are going to be very telling for a lot of people, man. I think this is going to show a lot of opportunities, man. I think we're going to see a lot of traders come back into the market, a lot of, GameStop era, Wall Street bets type people. I think we're going to see those guys start to walk back into the market. So, just be prepared. You put yourself in opportunity to put yourself ahead of the game. And that's exactly what you did. These last 4 years, these shit 4 years. All right. The stock market has been okay. If you look at the big time frames, it's up. But in my eyes, honestly, it has not been good the last year at all, especially the last year. It has been horrid. So the fact that, now we have an opportunity, we've been through the rough times. We put ourselves through the shit times. If the market's anything like the previous Trump cycle, regardless if it's up or down, the price action was so good. So giving ourselves an opportunity, to go through the harder stuff, to go through the bad PA. Now we have especially the retail on our side. More retail buyers will 100% come into the market. I think it's going to set ourselves up for a really good next 4 years. Regardless of your political stand, regardless of mine, I like to consider myself a very a moderate. I can definitely see both sides. I'm not someone to just vote a certain side because I got family on a side, but I like to see both sides very reasonably. I pick both sides, but I definitely lean towards the right. Trump is great for the market. There's no denying that. A lot of stuff that you can, critique Trump about. Market is not one. So, for me, as someone who trades, I definitely am glad to have him back in the market because it's only going to help me out. So, love you boys. Have a great rest of your night.